What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about this Instagram model who apparently spent $20,000 on plastic surgery and is still trying to get a man. That's what the title says. I'm not making it up. And it hasn't worked, and she says she's been single for 7 years. Now, I want to just start off by saying, you look at the pictures, they do look like two different people. This is what plastic surgery does. This is what it's made for. It's a way for a lot of women who weren't considered attractive in their hometowns to go and build the body that they want, and they move to a bigger city and they think that they're going to become famous based off of their new looks that they paid for, and that they're going to be successful, rich men or men who they find attractive that's just going to be waiting to date them. Oh my God, look at your new look that you paid all that money for. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. I also think that this is cap. That she's been single for 7 years. Some guy is taking those photos. Okay. We need to tag the photographers, because her pictures are being taken by the same person. And I believe it's a guy, because in one of the photos, you can see his arm, And I truly believe that being single is different than it is with men. I think a woman single is different than a man single, because now I haven't read the article yet. I'm gonna get into it, but I just want to give my early takes on it, because I've had this article on my desk for a little while. I just want to say that women being single and men being single is just not the same. It's just not. You see, women can be having relations with multiple men or one guy specifically, and she'll go on dates with him, right? They'll hang out with each other, but she will not call that a relationship. Or she'll be actually in a relationship with the guy, but she won't claim that guy. She will be trying desperately to get out of that situation and get with somebody that she actually wants to be with. Because make no mistake, there's a lot of women right now who are in relationships with men that they really don't want to be with. They are married to men that they don't want to be with. And they are looking for a better option. I believe she is looking for a better option. I believe she wants the type of man she feels like fits her lifestyle. Now, she's an Instagram model. She has over 500,000 followers. She's also on OnlyFans. And her whole Instagram looked like an OnlyFans, looked like a typical OnlyFans Instagram. Let's get into this article from The Sun. A model has revealed that she has been single for 7 years, as guys are too scared to ask her out, despite her spending 20 pounds on plastic surgery. Celine Centino, who's 26, who has 487,000 followers. She has over 500,000 now on Instagram, longs to be in a serious relationship but can't find a boyfriend. Well, if you're devoting yourself to a social media career as an Instagram model, you're not going to find a long-term serious relationship unless you're with a guy who just desperately wants to be with you, and he's willing to put up with the fact that you're going to be getting attention from other men. That's the only way it may work. But you cannot tell me that you're looking for a serious relationship and you're spending $20,000 worth of surgery in order to have a bigger butt, bigger tits. You can't tell me that you're looking for anything serious. Nothing serious is going to come your way. I'm sorry. The stunning model says she has had trouble finding a partner and believes it is because she is too beautiful. What is it with these women who get these builder bodies? They get new faces, new bodies, and they talk about how beautiful they are. No, what it is the perception. Whether y'all like it or not, there's a perception that Instagram models are higher valued women. I'm just saying that's the perception. That's why these women get these surgeries. They think that they have like this beautifully sculpted body that somehow they have a higher value in the social hierarchy. So when men don't approach them, they say it's because men are intimidated by their looks, or they're intimidated by the fact that she's an Instagram model. I just think it has a lot to do with the fact that women have ruined the art of approaching with this Me Too BS. Okay? That's what has happened. Men have adapted. You also have women that don't know how to handle a man approaching them. And when you're walking around and your body language is very unapproachable, you're walking around with your cell phone in your ear, right? FaceTiming somebody, who's going to approach you? When you have on shades and you don't seem, or you have earphones in your ear, like you don't want to be bothered, who's going to approach you? It's all about how you are in your day-to-day. And if you make yourself unapproachable on a day-to-day basis, men are not going to waste their time and energy approaching you. That's what's going to happen. Someone says there's trouble finding a partner and believes it's because she's too beautiful. What makes them scared of chatting her up? Celine says, I'll be out with my friends and guys will be watching, looking at me like they want to eat me. But when I give them a little smile to invite them over, they never come. Do y'all believe that? I mean, maybe that's true. But that doesn't happen a lot. I think if a guy sees choosing signals, he is going to approach, especially if he's dealt with women before. If a man has dealt with a woman before, he's approached a woman before, he looks for certain signals, he's going to approach. I highly doubt that if a woman is smiling at a guy, that he's just not going to approach, unless her friends are male friends. You know, you got a table full of male friends. Who's going to approach? What guy's going to approach a female surrounded by a group of dudes? Anyway, sometimes if we're in a club and there's a lot of alcohol, they might say hello and chat to me, but they normally so drunk I can't be bothered. Even when Celine does manage to get a man out on a date, they are often very nervous, which can stall the conversation. You would think that if a guy gets the number, he set up a date, he wouldn't be nervous. But you got to understand, once again, there are guys who they're going to be like that because of who they're with, and they feel like they have to overcompensate. Now, this is how she used to look, and this is how she looks now, okay? A lot of these guys feel like they have to overcompensate in certain areas. They feel like they're with a woman who's considered, I'm not saying that they are, who's considered to have more of a higher value in society. And as far as the dating market, I'm not saying it's true, but that could be the perception. Or it could be the fact of where you live. Like y'all tell us as men, maybe you're in the wrong area. Maybe those women just are bad. She said they're always a little shy and timid at first, but normally once we get chatting and see that I'm nice, they relax a bit. I think it's really cute when they're nervous at first. Guys always say that I have a strong aura and that when I walk into a room, they can sense my presence even without seeing me. The 26-year-old would love to have a boyfriend to share her free time with and is desperate for a relationship. You see that? Desperate for a relationship. But this is your modern day woman, man. Most of your modern day women are desperate for relationships, especially when they done spent so much money on surgeries only to end up not getting the men that they want. This woman spent $20,000 or 20,000 pounds, according to the Sun, on surgeries. And for 7 years, she's been hoping that some basketball player, some soccer player, right? Because I believe she's over in Europe, just comes in and swoops her off her feet. And for 7 years, that has not been the case. She's been single. She's been I don't say by herself, but she has not gotten the men that she wants. And you got to understand, she's 26 years old. She first started getting surgery 7 years ago, which means she started getting surgeries when she was 19. She started getting surgeries. So you have to ask yourself, why do you think men are not approaching you? If you feel like you paid all this money to build the body and the face or whatever that you've always wanted, and men are still not approaching you, or it seems like men do, but they're nervous or whatnot, and the relationships aren't working, maybe it's because of your line of work. I mean, you're an OnlyFans model as well as an Instagram model. That's what you do. A lot of those guys are not going to stick around like that. But I don't think that she's been alone. I do think that she's been having activity. I believe there's been activity. I don't think that she's just been celibate. I haven't seen the word celibate yet, so we all know that she's getting it in. She probably surrounds herself with a ton of guys, and she has to look herself in the mirror to figure that out. You pretty much put your life in a situation where you have that aura. That aura might be side chick energy. But we don't know. Let's see. When it comes to the prospective suitors, the 5'4" model has very few requirements. Yeah, right. She said, I don't really have a usual type of man that I'm attracted to. They should be taller than me at least. Well, of course they're going to be taller than you. And I like when they are funny and can make me laugh. But as for hair or face, I don't mind. I think personality is much more important than looks. They all say this. They all say personality is more than looks, but they go for the looks. Okay, if a woman doesn't know you, they go for the looks. Now, she could be different. There are women who will date a guy based off of personality. There's a lot. Listen, personality does win, but you have to talk to somebody first. A lot of times women will write off a guy before she even talks to him because he doesn't have the look that she's looking for. And if a guy doesn't have the look that she's looking for, she's not really, in her mind, she's already made her mind up. There's nothing you can do to really change it. No matter how much personality you have to be around somebody for a little while for them to get a gauge of your personality. Now, you can, in quick bursts of conversation, you can show your personality, but a lot of guys can't do that. A lot of guys can't just show you within like 10, 15, 20 seconds their personality. Some can, but there's a lot of guys that can't. Celine isn't one for judging people on their appearance, as she was tormented as a young teen by vicious bullies over the way she looked. But after undergoing $20,000 worth of surgery and fillers, the influencer and model is having the last laugh by earning a fortune from selling photos of herself. Some of her former bullies have even tried their luck since Celine's transformation by following her on the platform. It's like the story of a movie. She said, since my surgery, there have been a few people bullying me, get in touch, but I didn't bother replying. If they want to spend money on me buying my photos, that's great. I like having them as admirers on fans page. I was so unhappy with myself before. I felt so ugly and like I was trapped in my own body. I worked hard as a hairdresser and saved all the money I made on my first boob job. Now I've had 3 augmentations and get filler in my face every few months. My mom says I don't need it and just worries about operations. It's my body at the end of the day. After years of being bullied, I'm finally happy with myself and how I look. I have lots of friends and wonderful family, and I would love a boyfriend to share it with. Of course, you have a bunch of friends. I'm pretty sure you do. But see, this is what happens when getting the surgeries go wrong. Not physically, because he doesn't seem to be physically in bad shape, but psychologically, I still think the bullying that she went through, I think it sabotaged any relationship she has. She's not going to say that, but I'm sure that the things that she went through as a teen, when it comes to intimate relationships, it drives men away because she's not telling everything. Like, she's not telling people her personality or certain, issues she may still have. Surgery can't fix everything. Surgery can't fix. You can't get surgery to get a man. I wish women would understand this. No matter how much surgery you get, you're not going to get a relationship like that. You're not going to get a marriage. It's it's very unlikely you're going to get those things. Now, physically, you're going to get the attention, right? But you're not really going to get what you're ultimately seeking, and that's love from a man. A lot of these women get these surgeries thinking they're going to get love, and they end up getting lust at the end of the day. But that's the choices that you make.